Capacitor. So what is capacitor? Short time charge, and microsecond, millisecond, nanosecond, picosecond, and second, minutes also. So that's why we call a short time charge and discharge electrons is called a capacitor. Farad, 1 farad is equal to 1000 microfarad. And it means if you have 1000 picofarad. Non-polarized capacitor, pf means the value of capacitor is the pf, picofarad. It is the picofarad, that's why we call the pf. And the lining, it means this is the negative side of this capacitor and this is the positive side. These all are positive and these sections are negative. So if you remove this direction, so you have to put only the same direction. If you need 660 microfarad in 63 volt, so you can put in parallel, and if you need a 120 volt in 330 farad, so you can connect in series. So hello guys, this is Ozil. Welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to explain you about the capacitor. So what is capacitor and how it is work and how to calculate the capacitors. So this is our ECU, and you can see here this is all are the capacitor. This capacitor, the color of the brown is also a capacitor, but it is non-polarized. It doesn't have a pole, and it is a polarized capacitor. This one is polarized, this one is also polarized. So all yellow capacitors are polarized capacitor, same as it is here. You can see here there is a negative marking, so this is also a polarized capacitor, and this one is also polarized capacitor. So if you see here, you can always see the capacitor value is 470 microfarad, 35 volt, 470 microfarad, 370 microfarad, 330 microfarad. You can see everywhere, you can see here just like only written the microfarad. So what is farad and how to use farad, and what is farad? First of all, what is capacitor? So what is capacitor? So capacitor is nothing more, it is the short time charge and discharge electrons. It's called capacitor. So battery is also like a capacitor, but we didn't say that it is not a capacitor. Actually it's store the charge for long times, that's why we call the battery. And also this capacitor store a voltage in microsecond, millisecond, nanosecond, picosecond, and second, minutes also. So that's why we call a short time charge and discharge electrons is called a capacitor. Okay, this is the very simple and small definition of capacitor. So everywhere if you find the in anywhere the capacitor, so how to calculate the capacitor? So the SI unit means just if you have a volt, so you can indicate by the V, and if you have a ampere, so you can indicate by A, and you have a watt, so you can indicate by the W, and if you have a farad, you have a capacitance value, so it's called a farad. Okay, so these fours are very most and very useful used in ECUs and any electronics model, but we are repairing the ECUs, so we can talk only about the ECUs. Okay, ACM, BCM, meter, cluster, whatever. Okay, so volt, ampere, watt, and farad is a very common use everywhere. You can see here, this is the non-polarized capacitor, and this is also the capacitor, but it is also written by the some farad. So what is farad? Farad is nothing but, so farad, 1 farad is equal to 1000 microfarad. If you have a 1000 microfarad, it means you have 1 farad. And if you have 1 microfarad, it means you have 1000 microfarad. Okay, and if you have a 1 microfarad, it means you have 1000 nanofarad. And if you have a 1 nanofarad, it means you have 1000 picofarad. Okay, so everywhere in many ECM I always say that, so this one is the PF. Sir, PF is not, this is the non-polarized capacitor. PF means the value of capacitor is the PF, picofarad. It is the picofarad, that's why we call the PF. That's why we call the PF. So we can't say the micro, if you have a microfarad, then we can't say the MF. So we that's a wrong. That's a wrong if you say the 1 PF, 100,000 PF. Not, it is not good. You can say in non-polarized capacitor. If you see the any capacitor, non-polarized capacitor, you have to say only non-polarized capacitor, not PF. Okay, so now we have a calculate, we have that. Okay, so if you want to convert in farad, so you have to tell 10⁻³ farad is barabar 1 microfarad, millifarad, and 10⁻⁶ means 10⁻⁶ farad means 1 nanofarad, and 10⁻⁻⁹ farad, it means 1 nanofarad. This is the micron, this is nano, and 10⁻⁻12 farad is equal to 1 picofarad. Okay, so this is the, if you calculate the value, so you have to write that. It means 1 upon, means 1 farad is equal to 10⁻⁶ means what? So first I told you that, so 1 millifarad means 10⁻⁻³ means 1 upon 1, 2, 3 thousand, like that. Same as it is 1 upon 6 times 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same as it is here 1 upon 9 times 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you have 1 nanosecond, so you have to convert. If you want to convert it in farad, so you have to put 6 times 9 times 0, and then you have to convert it. So this is the very simple, and it is not a simple. You have to take a view on it, and you have to study on it. So if you didn't study on it and you didn't focus on it, you didn't do any circuits, and you didn't complete any circuit. Okay, so now, so 1000 microfarad, always we see in board there is a farad in 470 farad 35 volt. So here we can see we have a capacitor. The capacitor value is, you can see the capacitor value is 63 volt, 32 volt, 63 volt, and 470 microfarad. If I convert the 470 microfarad in farad, so I have to convert 470 divided by 10⁻⁻⁶, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times 0. Okay, so if I calculate it, 470 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 0, so you can see 0.00047 farad. So we can say 63 volt and 0.00047 farad. So this is the actual value of this capacitors. Okay, so 1 farad, 1 ampere is how many farad? So if I to tell that 1 ampere 1 ampere, it is not a perfect. So if you calculate the any circuit, so you can use like that. 1 ampere is barabar 1000 is equal to 1000 microfarad. 1 ampere is equal to 1000 microfarad. Okay, so if you calculate anywhere any so suppose you have you need the 0.5 ampere current, and you don't have the you don't know how to, which capacitor's value we have to put, so then you can easily half it, means 500 microfarad. Okay, so you have to put 0.6 ampere current, just you have to put 600 microfarad. And if you have to put 250 milliampere current, so you just 250 microfarad, you put it just 250 farad. But if you but you can increase the farad capacitor, not decrease. Okay, if you have a 250 microfarad, then you can tell 60 30 and 330 and 320 microfarad, you can put this value. Always the farad value will be high. Okay, so this is the farad means what? It's like a ampere. Okay, it is like a ampere. So now page, now we have one more, how many types of capacitors. So we know that what is capacitors and how to calculate the capacitor. Now we have capacitors, how many types? Capacitors type. So capacitors have two types. One is polarized capacitor, and other is non-polarized capacitor. So if you see here, there is a non-polarized capacitor. This is brown. The color of non-polarized capacitor is brown. Okay, anywhere you can see the brown color of capacitors and brown color of component. So you have to get that this is the non-polarized capacitor, which I measure in picofarad, PF. That's why we called the PF, but this is not a right answer for us. And this is the polarized capacitor. So polarized capacitor have a pole. Okay, so it can be a yellow, it can be a black, it can be a green, it can be green, it can be a blue, any color, but it have lines. You can see there is a marking lines. Just wait, here you can see this is the lining, and the lining, it means this is the negative side of this capacitor and this is the positive side. These all are positive and these sections are negative. So if you remove this direction, so you have to put only the same direction. If you put the wrong direction, it will be blast or it will be a damage your board also. Okay, so this is the two capacitors, two types of capacitor. This is polarized have a pole, one is minus and plus. It can be a plus or minus pole, and it have no pole anywhere. If you remove this direction and you can put this direction, any direction you can put, and anywhere where uses the capacitor, you can say in AC and DC circuit. Okay, non-polarized capacitor. Okay, non-polarized have no pole, no poles. Okay, so this is the main important things of polarized capacitors and non-polarized capacitors. And one most important, where I use the capacitor. So before explain the capacitor, we have to know that the battery, we know, we see everywhere battery in every cars, like any car we have a battery. So battery should be like this. This is the positive and this is the negative. And the battery, it will be a 12 volt, and the 12 volt will be constant, but 12 volt will be constant, but the ampere it will be a 80, 65, 45, 40 ampere. Any of them, should be a depend on your vehicles, the size of vehicles and uses of vehicles, and how comfortable amperes are there, and what is the what is the components, and what is the SR accessories are using in your cars. So depend on it how many ampere you have to put. Suppose we have a 12 volt 80 ampere batteries, and if you have a one more battery, this is minus, this is plus, this also is 12 volt 80 ampere. If we connect this battery in series, plus to minus, and it will be minus and it will be a plus. Okay, so if you check the voltage from here to here, it should be a 12 plus 12 24 volt. It will be a 24 volt. How? So in series circuit, voltages should be add an ampere. Ampere will be constant, means current. Ampere means what? Current constant. Current will not change, it will not added. Only voltage will add if you connect the battery in series. Series means what? In line, like a railway line. Suppose you have making a line like a railway, so it will be in a line. Our fingers are in a line, 1 2 3 and 4. So these fingers are in a line, so it is called a series. And if I connect like that, it will be a parallel. Okay, this is connected, we have a parallel, that's why. So this is the series circuit. So in in series circuit, voltage should be added and current will be constant. And same as it is, we have connect one battery, this is plus minus, same 12 voltage 80 ampere. Suppose, and we jump if our car battery is discharged, so we jump it like that. This is the parallel connection, it's called a parallel connection. If we connect like this, if in any battery, so it's called a parallel, because we connected the parallelly each other, each components have connected equal. So that's called the parallel circuit. So in parallel circuit, so you can say in parallel circuit, voltage constant, voltages constant means what? It will be a same, no change. Okay, voltage constant, and current will be added. If there is a current 80 ampere, and this is also 12 volt 80 ampere, so it will be a 80 170 80 120 132 ampere 12 volt, means 12 volt 132 ampere if you connect like this. So this is the very important and very most important. So one more thing also in the circuit, have same as it is work in capacitor also. So you can see in trucks and buses, we can say we connected two battery for 24 voltage. Okay, and we if suppose our car will discharge, or if headlight and tail light will be remains on the time, our battery will drain. So we jump it and start the vehicles. Same as it is in our capacitors. In capacitors have, suppose we have a capacitor like that, and this is the minus, and this capacitor value is 63 volt and 330 microfarad, and I have connected this capacitor this is ground and this is positive, and here also this is negative. So this negative I have connected here, and this will be positive. So it is the same. So it will be, I have connected, it means this capacitors can store 160 63 63 means 60 60 63 63 means 132 volt. What? 132 volt. 61 sorry 113 130, not 16, it will be a 13. So 63 plus 63, 339 and 66 12, 129, sorry, 129 volt. It can be a charge 129 volt, but the current means microfarad, it will be a constant 33 microfarad. So we can also say that voltage will added, current will constant, current, or you can say farad will constant. In what condition? In what condition? In series. In series, same as it is in parallel. In parallel circuit, our capacitor, we have connected our capacitor. This is the minus, this is plus. So minus have a minus marking, and it will be connected here, and it is connected here. So if there is a 63 volt and 3330 microfarad, also 63 volt and 3330 microfarad, on the time the volts will constant, volt will constant, and farad will added or increases. Okay, so this is the very important thing. If we connect the capacitor in series, so the voltage will be increase, and the farad is in a constant, same as it is here. If we connect the capacitor in parallel circuit, on that time voltage will be same, but microfarad will be added. So this is the very important. If you don't have a capacitors, so you can, if you don't have a suppose you need a 127 voltage capacitors, and but you don't have, so you can add two capacitors and install it. And if you need 330, it means 660 microfarad. So if you connect in parallel, so your farad value will be added, and it will be added each other. So if you need 660 microfarad in 63 volt, so you can put in parallel, and if you need a 120 volt in 330 farad, so you can connect in series. So this is the very simple, guys. If you get the knowledge from this video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if I done any mistake in this video, please do comment. And if you didn't follow me on Instagram, please go and follow me on Instagram, because if I lost you, then how can you find me very easily? So Instagram is very important, so you can go and find out. And if you didn't visit our ramzon.in, so you can visit ramzon.in. And if you want to join our courses on Ramzon, so you can also join our courses on ramzon.in. I have also explained in detail on that video where the on Ramzon. Okay, so thank you guys. Today is enough, and it will be a next. Thank you.